Okay there, singing world. This video will offer Italian pronunciation help to Nanette Zaria from Falstaff. We will explore together the text word by word, finding all the tricks to help your Italian become without accent when you sing in the theater or in an audition. Before we do that, please direct your attention to the description box below. I have various links to my websites listed, my Facebook fan page, and most importantly, the pronunciation dictionary from Rai. If you follow that link, it's the Rai Dizionario. You can also type in a Google search or any search engine, Rai DOP, or that's RAI, or Rai Dizionario, and it'll take you to the site. This is a site where you could type in any Italian word from your libretto or from your aria, and it will tell you whether the word is open or closed. What I love about it is that it also acknowledges non-phonetic things like phrasal doublings and assimilations. There's a playback button. When you do search a word, you can play it back, spoken by a native Italian. Also, there are complete lines of text where assimilations and phrasal doublings are offered, and they're written out, and you can hear how those sound also. I love it. It's been around for a long time, and I strongly suggest you check it out. So what we will do is we will explore all the tips and tricks to make your Italian without accent, word by word. So we'll start on the first line of the aria. Also, I'd like to explore with you all of the common mistakes, and actually every mistake you can make in your each word first, and a lot of the rules for open and closed vowels and assimilations and non-phonetic things. So let's explore that together, shall we? So let's go to the first line. Sul fil d'un. The first three words are not that difficult, right? All one syllable. U is always u. I is always e. So sul fil d'un. Next word, soffio. So it's closed O on the stress. Soffio. I hear a lot of people sing soffio, and that is not correct in this word. Next word, etesio. Okay, so let's talk about E and O first. E and O are the only non-phonetic vowels in Italian, meaning that E can either be offered as open or closed. And what I mean by open or closed is just the sound. One should not be more open than the other in your voice when you sing. So E, printed E, is either A, like in hey, or A, like in head. Now, of course, Italian vowels are without the glide, right? So when we speak, our jaw moves and we chew a little bit, right? So head, if I did it in slow motion, or hey, my jaw moves around, right? So in Italian would be hey, head, right? No actual glide, right? And then O is the other non-phonetic vowel, so it's either offered as closed O, like oats, or AW, aw. Okay, so O, aw. So the symbols are given as the broken O is the open, right? And then the Greek E is the open E. And then just the one that's phonetic is the closed. So the closed one is phonetic. The open one is non-phonetic, right? So we need another IPA symbol for that. So I usually persuade my clients to just mark the opens because they're not phonetic. In fact, in Italian, all you need to do in your score is mark things that are not phonetic. Learn the rules of pronunciation, and then just mark the things that are not phonetic. That's what I would suggest. That's always the best system. Okay, so we have the word etesio. Okay, so there's a lot to talk about in this one word. Number one, let's talk about the rule of accent versus unaccented syllables, because there's some good news here and there's some bad news. The good news is that unaccented syllables in Italian, the words that do not fall on the stress of the word, syllables that don't fall on the stress of the word, having E's and O's, are all closed. Good news, right? So you don't have to worry about anything that is not on the stress. So we only worry about the stress of the vowel. And the bad news is the stress of the vowel can be either open or closed, and there are no rules. So you have to memorize, right? So in this case, If you look at the stressed vowel, it's etesio, right? So ta is the stressed, and that one is open. If you look at the previous word, soffio, the stress was on the first syllable, but that was closed. So that proves my point, right? So one was open, one was closed. You have to memorize case by case. Okay, so now let's go back to the word etesio. We know that the unstressed, not the ta, are closed. And if you look at the way I've written it with the open in the middle. Okay, one more thing about this word. The composer wrote, well, the word is etesio, right? It has a semivowel. The composer wrote an extra note for the E, for poetic license, right? Etesio, to count the syllables, right? Because the number of syllables would be important to make the rhyme. So that's the way you have to sing it. Okay, going on. Scorrete. So we have all closed in this word. All closed, right? So the only one we'd have to worry about if we were coming across this, and you didn't have this video, would be the scorrete. That's closed. Okay? The stressed vowel is closed in this one, right? So now we have two R's. So here let's go over the rule for R. So we're going to go through a lot of formulas. We're going to go very slowly, and you'll see we'll speed up as we go along. So double R versus single R. Rolled R versus flipped R, right? So that's what that really means. So double R is an R that touches a consonant. So any R that touches a consonant is rolled. Any R that's surrounded by vowels is flipped. So what do I mean by that? Rolled R, right? So the two R's in this line, scorrete, rolled R, larve, they both touch consonants. Okay? Let's find one. The fourth line, lunare, that R is surrounded by vowels, so it's flipped. So it's not lunare, lunare, re, right? Like that. The way to practice is to say with a D, lunade, de, not de, but de, just a flip of the tongue, lunare. So that's how you do flipped R versus rolled R. Okay, going on. So we've done scorrete, all closed, agili. So we have all single consonants, right? So I can make them all double consonants, agili, right? That would be double. I've heard that. I've heard people sing that, right? So how do I make double G? I stop phonation, right? Agili. And I actually go to a D, right? How do I make double L? I phonate on the L. So see, some double consonants phonate and some stop phonation, right? So you have to know the difference. So agili, double L, double G. That's all wrong, right? You're not going to do this word. So how do I ensure that there are single consonants? Well, I practice the vowels first. So here's the way you practice. I. You feel what that feels like. You feel how it vibrates. You feel the legato. I. When you put the consonants back in, it should feel exactly the same. Agili. Now you can say it fast. Agili. Agili. Right? So when you do it fast, it's the same. So that's the feeling. Okay, we'll do more of this. Let's keep going. Larve. So the A is an A, right? Never harmonizes. A. We know the E is not on the stressed syllable. It's not on the accented syllable. So it is A. Okay? Larve. Next, fra. We have an R that touches another consonant. It's rolled, right? The R touches the F. Fra. Rami. So now E is what is known as a weak monosyllable. Fra is a strong monosyllable. Now you're not going to see the strong monosyllable in action right now because it's followed by a vowel. When a strong monosyllable is followed by a consonant, it doubles the next consonant. So say that it was something feminine plural and the next definite article was le. After fra, you would say fralle with a double L. Or if you say in a little bit, right? Fra poco. See, so the P would double after fra. That's because fra is a strong monosyllable. Now, a weak monosyllable is like the next monosyllable, which is E. So that does not cause a phrasal doubling. Now, it's very important to know the difference. Now, here's some good news, right? You do have to memorize them all, right? But there are very few weak monosyllables that you can count them on two hands. Okay, and the other good news is that there's a list of this written down in a book. So if you know Evelina Colorni's Singer's Italian, it's a green book. It has a list of all of the strong and the weak monosyllables, and also the polysyllables that cause phrasal doublings. So this is a very old book. Colorni worked with Toscanini, actually coaching on his United States opera performances. So and then she noted all of this, the non-phonetic things that happened, and wrote them down in a book called Singer's Italian. So I rami. So here we have an R that's between two vowels. See, so because the E is a weak monosyllable, it does not double, and also the R is between two vowels. So now it's not I rami, right? It's I rami. So it's a flipped R. The M is also a single M, right? I've heard rami, so that's the mistake you can make. Next, right? So then you have baglior. So bagliore is the full word, right? The R flips when there's an E at the end of it. This E is cut off for the poetry. So now it's baglior, because the next word is a consonant. So the R rolls, the O is on the stress, and it's closed. The GLI does baglior, lior. So it's like L and then YI, right? L, lior, if you want to do it in slow motion. Now, when I put the UN and baglior together, watch what happens. Watch what happens on my lips. Baglior. So what happened? The N, you'll see I have it printed there as an M, right? So that was an N, but now it's changed to an M. Baglior. Okay, so what happens is I'm going to say baglior with a B. My lips come together. The N goes right on that point where the lips come together and assimilates, called an assimilation. Okay, so very fast it goes by, you don't see it, and you stay legato. Baglior. People do this in speech all the time, they're not thinking about it. It's the most natural thing in the world, right? And it's very elegant when it's done correctly. Okay, so now what would happen if I were to put the N in my mouth, as a lot of singers do, and try to sing legato? This was what would happen, right? I would sing with the tip of my tongue, right? Now the N is in my mouth. Baglior. What happens? To keep legato, I have to release my tongue, bring the B out here on my lips, and in the middle, attempting to sing legato, I have to have a vowel to keep phonating. So I have a shadow vowel, right? So baglior. If I do it in slow motion. So that's not a better option, right? Baglior. See what I mean? Baglior. And you hear Italians with a heavy accent. The stereotypical Italian accent does a lot of that, right? The what's the matter you thing, right? That's all of the shadow vowels that happen when an Italian attempts to speak English. We can do baglior really easily. It's only when we have to do a legato that we can't do it when we sing. So you want the one on the lips, baglior. Okay, so now let's do it wrong another way. What if I were to overdo it, right? Baglior. Too much, right? I allowed my lips to remain in position too long, and I phonate. Baglior. Everybody notices I'm doing it. It becomes kind of not elegant, right? So you get a good thing, you exaggerate it, it always becomes vulgar, right? So what you want to do is pass over that very, very gracefully. Baglior. Okay, so that's that assimilation. There are actually 4 N assimilations, right? That's one. That's the M, the MB one. Okay, let's go on. cɛsio. And I believe Verdi does say that as cɛsio, right? So again, poetic license. That's really a semivowel, but when you sing it, it gets its separate e. Notice that the first syllable was open, right? It was stressed and it was open. D'alba. Let's talk about L. L touching a consonant has to phonate. So it's like double L again, right? D'alba. Right? D'alba. So single L will happen somewhere else. We'll find it and we can do the difference between that. Okay? So, oh, here we go. Lunare. All single consonants, right? Lunare. Single N, single R. The R is flipped. The N, how do I make double N? Lunare. Right? I've heard that. I've also heard lunare. Right? Somebody who's really off, right? 2 mistakes in 1 word, right? Double N, rolled R, right? How do I make single N? Well, I don't allow phonation while I'm singing the N. Lunare. It flips by so fast that there's no pause of the tip of the tongue. Lun, right? So that's how you do it. Here's another way to test again is do all vowels. Y. Okay, so that should help. Next, you have double P. Double P and double T and double K are all done the same way, right? Apparve. So when you speak, to do double P, you have to stop phonation. There's a space. There's an actual rest, right? There's a space. The force of the double P is from the space, not from 2 P's, nor from the force of that plosive, right? So, a couple of things. The R is rolled because it touches a V. Apparve. The E is closed because it's in the non-accented position. So let's go through step by step on how to do double P. You do not do 2 P's. You do a long A vowel, right? A. And then you stop phonation and you go up to the P and you don't say it. A. Apparve. I did it in slow motion, very exaggerated, right? So when I say it fast, apparve. Now, if I'm speaking, I can pop that first A vowel a little shorter than usual, right? Apparve. Apparve. I can do that when I speak. When I sing, I have to exaggerate that first vowel. It has to be longer. Apparve, because you're singing more slowly. Okay? So that's the difference between lyric Italian, sung Italian, lyric Italian, and spoken Italian. There are a lot of differences, right? The idea si canta come si parla, right? Yeah, right. What that really means is you should sound like you're speaking. It should sound so natural. But to get there, sometimes you have to do a little bit of magic, right? A little bit of distortion, and then it sounds like you're speaking, right? To the audience, everything just sounds like natural speech. Going on. Danzate. So look at the N, first of all, touching a consonant, so it phonates, right? Z is like TZ. Danzate. Right? 1 T. And T, single T, double T. Let me do double T. Tutto. Same thing as apparve. You go up to the T, you don't say it. You stop phonation, you don't say it, then you say it. Do I do 2 T's in tutto? Do I do tutto? No. Do I do tutto with air? No. Right? Only 1 T really. Tutto. Tutto. 1 T. Space. Go up to the T, don't say it. That makes a double T. Okay? So danzate, where with the single T, right? So danzate. Again, you practice the vowels, single T, no stop in phonation. Going on. Ale. So I'm going like this because it goes around in your palate, right? If an Italian said the word around, it would be aund. So very little harmonization between vowels. Vowels are always pure, right? So it's not ale. It's ale. Passo. double S. S's are dangerous in the theater. They're ugly, right? Passo is what you often hear with the S way on the first. So if you have two syllables, you have two notes. The first note should all be pa. The second note should all be so. That's different. That's also lyric Italian, different from spoken. Passo. When I speak, I can say passo. You see? When I sing, I have to say passo, passo. Blando. The N touches the D. The O is in the unstressed position. It's closed. Misuri. Here's a good word for single consonants, right? Misuri. In the theater, it's good to voice that S, right? Misuri. Flipped. So now you have blando. So again, the N assimilates into the B. Blando. So this word is really UN, but we've changed it to UM. It doesn't call attention to itself. It just passes through there legato, right? Blando, we've already done. Suɔn. So suono is sound, right? Suonare is close. See, in the infinitive, suonare, because the accent's on the A. When it conjugates, the stress ends up on the O and it's open. Suɔn. La is a weak monosyllable. The article, the definite article that's feminine. La magiche. Right? So, not la magiche. No. So, there is a la that means over there and it has an accent on it. You'll see it written with an accent. La over there. La dove. See? La dove. That makes a double D. La magiche does not. Single, it's a weak monosyllable. Accoppiando. So you have double C, double K, double P, right? You have to go up to the double K and not say it. You have to go up to the double P. Accoppiando. I can do it slowly. Accoppiando. Accoppiando. So when you do it fast, see? Practice everything slowly and then do it fast. It's about how meticulous you are, right? I have seen people change in 2 days. Once you know these principles, right? And then they go back and sing for their agents, and they're, oh my God, what happened? You sound like a different person. Well, you just worked. You worked hard. Carɔle. Okay, this O is open. It's on the stress. The E is closed, and it's one L. Now, Americans, we love to double consonants after open vowels, right? So it's so easy. You know, okay, the vowel's open. Carɔle. Oh, you start to double it, right? Ooh, carɔle. So keep that all going generously and just don't let your L phonate. Alla. This L, on the other hand, phonates, right? So you've just gone carɔle, and now you have to go alla. Same consonant, and now it phonates. Okay? Canzone. Closed O on the stress. Canzone. See, in two parts, right? Canzone. The Z is like a TZ in this case, right? There are some Z's that are DZ, and there's a lot of DZ in modern Italian that is not correct, right? So if your conductor's Italian and says DZ, just say, yeah, okay, yes, thank you, and do it, right? Because he's conductor or your director, right? Or your voice teacher. For instance, cɛsio is supposed to be TZ, but Italians say zio today, right? Zio. They're wrong, but they're Italian. So, just do it. Going on. Erriam. Erriam. Right? So close D, roll dd'ɔr. Short for erriamo. Right? It's the we tense. We do something, right? Sotto. Here's a double T. Go up to the double T. Phonate. Right? O. Stop phonation. Go up to the double T. Don't say it. And then say it. Sotto. La. Here's your weak monosyllable again. The moon. Right? La luna. La luna. Single N. We don't have to do it. Right? See, now we're going fast because we know all the principles. We're good now. Scegliɛndo. Here's a gerund, right? So anything that's ing in Italian has an open formula, right? So the stress E is open. Scegliɛndo. So it's A, O. Here's another useful thing, right? You start getting tongue-tied. Just practice the vowels. A, what do I have to do? A, O. You do this every day in your vocalises. You have no problem, right? Couple consonants, in front of them should not bother you at all, right? So, scegliendo. Now you sound Italian, right? So now here we have R in its final position touching a consonant. And then the same word, right, where they don't truncate the ending. So now you have fior da fiore. So one word is fior, rolled R, fiore. Not rolled R. The reason? The second R surrounded by vowels. First R touches a consonant. You have a strong monosyllable in da. So you have two Fs. Okay? Fior da fiore. Okay, let's go on. Hope our heads aren't spinning right now. Ogni. So, ni. So, let's break that down, right? It's yi at the end with an n before it. Ni. Ogni. Closed O. Now, here's an interesting word. Because you can say this as crown. Corolla. Closed O. Corolla. Petal to a flower. Corolla. Petal to a flower, right? This is most likely it's petal to a flower, right? So, flipped R, open O, double L. Corolla. Okay, good. Let's go on. Incore. So here's another N assimilation, right? This core is going to be done with the middle of the tongue, right? So Italian C is very close to the voiced cousin of C, which is G. So if you say core, okay? So not core, core. Flipped R, open O, closed E at the end. The N goes to the position that the tongue is going to take for core. Note the position, in core. You see, middle of the tongue, not in core. It's not tip in the middle. It's in core. See, I'm doing my tongue right here, right? In core. Going on. Porta. Open O. Rolled R because it touches the T. La. Weak monosyllable. Sua. A lot of times you see one note and you have to sing two because you have really technically two syllables when you sing, right? I mean, technically it's not two syllables. In actuality, in practice, it ends up being two notes. Sua. The accent of the next word is on the U, so the O is closed. We all sing this as open, and then we wonder why we're out of line. Fo-o-u, right? Fortuna, right? Closed O, and I'm exaggerating, right? So you hear it. Coi, closed O. Gili, right? So this is one of the hardest things to do fast, right? So the second part of it is yi again, yi, but this time it's preceded by a L, a voiced L, right? Yi. So you have to stay voiced for a second. Phonate, yi, gili. Okay, going on. Elle. So now we have a strong monosyllable, A, the word for and, right? And there are two words printed by E, made by E, and one of them is a with an accent, right? And that is, he is, it is, in Italian, conjugation of essere, right? So A is and. So in this case, it's and. Both of them are strong monosyllables, but you have to make sure you open one and close the other, right? So a. First thing you memorize in Italian is a, and is a. If you're going to memorize two words today, there are your two words, right? If you have none other memorized. A, so elle, viole. So this is open O. Viole. Going on. Scriviam, scriviamo, scriviam. De, D-E, close D. Nomi, 1M, closed O. Arcani. Going on. Dalle, dalle, right? So double L. Fatate. Okay, all single T's, right? It's very easy. I hear all the time. Fatate. Mani, 1N. Germoglino. So everything in this word is A and O. So it's A, O, O if you want to practice. A, O, O. Germoglino. Right? Parole. And what happens nicely, the way Verdi sets this, because you have a deceptive cadence, you're expecting a different cadence, there's a slight doubling of the P. So, germoglino parole. Okay? 1L, 1R. Not parole, and not parole, and not parole, with a closed O, open O. Parole. Alluminate, alluminate. Hardest thing to do is do double L and then do single M and then single N, right? So you'll hear a lot. People make this wrong. Alluminate or alluminate, right? The other thing to note is that when we get excited in English, as English speakers, we go for the consonants. When Italians get excited, they go for the vowels, right? Auiae, right? Alluminate, and we go alluminate. We do that, right? And so Italians go for the vowels. So when you want to be more expressive in Italian, elongate your vowels. D, so D, di of the preposition is a weak monosyllable. It does not cause a phrasal doubling. Now, on the other hand, there is another word, di, with an accent, which is poetic for day. So if you see that, that causes a phrasal doubling, right? And by no means, if you go to Italy, say buon dì to somebody because they'll laugh at you. Because this is a very old way. The new way is now giorno, right? Di is just poetic. So you'll see it in opera librettos. So di puro, puro, not puro, puro, 1R. Argento, silver, right? Open E in the middle. Notice the N. Argento, closed O. dd'ɔr. So double D, why? A, remember, is a strong monosyllable. It doubles the D. D'oro is gold, open, right? So there's OR, which means now or hour, some having to do with time. That's closed. So you have now, ora, or hour, right? And then you have gold, oro. Okay, so oro, or. And you'll see when a lot of times when it's truncated, that's where the confusion is, right? So you have to make sure this one's open. So we know it's gold, right? Going on, carmi. Now you have the strong monosyllable A, so you make a double M. Emalie. And notice the accent on the E. That's to show you that that is not a semivowel, right? So emalie. Every now and then they'll put this in here, this E with the accent, to tell you it's not a semivowel. So it gets its own E. Going on, le is a weak monosyllable. I hear this doubled all the time. Le fa. Le fate, right? Single F, single T. Le fate, no, le fate. Anno, anno, they have, right? Anno, anno, right? It's dangerous if you don't double that M, because ANO in Italian means anus, right? Anno, right? Anno, double N, right? So you don't want to say they have anuses, right? PER does not rhyme with pair. Per. Cifre, fre. The R touches the F. Okay. E is a weak monosyllable. Fiore, e fior. The R rolls because it's final. Okay. This is the most beautiful text by Boito, right? Verdi when his whole life before he finally got the librettist of his dreams. He had some very good librettists before, but Boito was the one who gave him such beautiful words that his style actually changed. That these words are so beautiful. So let's read it line by line and find the rhymes and the downs. What happens is you can sing long phrases not only by your breath support and your legato, but your brain, your thought, your mind finding the rhymes and making an arc that only crashes down once, right? Like a wave on the beach. So find as few downs as possible in the rhyme. So let's do it. Sul fil d'un soffio etesio, scorrete agili larve, fra I rami baglior cɛsio, d'alba lunare apparve. You see? So it's a long arc. Even though I stopped, the arc kept going on. So now you have an exclamation point. Danzate. E il passo blando misuri blando suɔn, le magiche accoppiando carɔle, alla canzon. Going on. Erriam sotto la luna. One thing about this, you notice that he seems to be accenting the wrong word. And again, this comes from Italians when they start to get inspired or coy or excited. The vowels get longer. So Verdi must have picked this up and read Erriam sotto la luna. You see, like that. So the accent doesn't matter anymore. Because it's like so those vowels get long. And you notice that sotto, the accent's on the first, but sotto la luna ended up in the wrong place. If you just look at it like that, right? But if you look at it that he's elongating the vowels, then it comes out right when you sing. So Erriam sotto la luna, scegliendo fior da fiore, ogni corolla in core porta la sua fortuna. So there's your down. Coi gili e le viole scriviam dei nomi arcani, dalle fatate mani germoglino parole. So there it is. That's where that deceptive cadence is in double P, right? Parole illuminate. Same thing, right? Every vowel. Parole illuminate. That's the way he said it, right? Di puro argento e d'or. Double D. Carmi e malie. Le fate hanno per cifre I fior. If you enjoyed this video, please like, please share. Always, please feel free to leave me your comments, your suggestions, and your requests below. Subscribe, and please encourage others to subscribe to my channel if you think this might help them. As always, don't forget to visit your own coach.